Welcome to Jamade channel. Today I will like to address the request of medical scientists who reach out to me about the tricks and tips they can use for American Medical Technologist, Medical Laboratory Scientist Certification Exam and passing the American Medical Technologists, AMT, Medical Laboratory Scientist, MLS, certification exam requires thorough preparation, strategic study, and a focused approach. Below are some tips and strategies to help you succeed. 1. Understand the exam format. 2. Duration. The exam typically lasts 3 hours plus. 3. Number of questions. Around 200 multiple choice questions. 3. Content areas. General laboratory, 10%. Chemistry, 20%. Hematology, 20%. Immunology, serology, 10%, blood bank, immunohematology, 15%, microbiology, 20%, laboratory operations, safety, and quality control, 5%. 4. Familiarize yourself with the AMT Candidate Handbook for detailed guidelines. 5. Create a study plan. Allocate 3-6 months for preparation, depending on your familiarity with the content. Break your study into content-specific topics, dedicating more time to weaker areas. Set weekly goals for topics to cover, practice questions, and review sessions. Use quality study resources. 1. Textbooks. Clinical Laboratory Science Review by Betty L. Ferriot, Clinical Hematology Atlas by Barbara A. Brown, Clinical Chemistry, Techniques, Principles, Correlations by Michael L. Bishop. 2. Flashcards. Use flashcards for quick review of key terms, lab values, and microbiological organisms. 3. Practice tests. Purchase official AMT practice exams. Use platforms like Quizlet, LabCE, or ASCP BOC, Board of Certification, review resources. Aim to simulate the test environment by timing your practice sessions. 4. Mobile apps. AMT MLS exam prep. You can contact AMT to get buddies who are sitting the exam, so you can study together. MLT, Medical Lab Technician, test prep. 4. Focus on core topics. 1. Chemistry, enzymes, electrolytes, blood gases, toxicology, and instrumentation. Common lab values for glucose, cholesterol, and proteins. 2. Hematology, RBC and WBC morphology, anemias, leukemias, coagulation pathways, and platelet function. 3. Microbiology, identification of bacteria, viruses, fungi, and parasites. Antibiotic resistance mechanisms, e.g., beta-lactamases. 4. Immunology, serology, principles of antigen-antibody reactions. Autoimmune diseases and diagnostic techniques, ELISA, RIA, etc. 5. Blood banking, ABO, RH typing, cross-matching, transfusion reactions, and compatibility testing. 6. Quality control. Understand calibration, precision, accuracy, and statistical analysis in lab operations. 5. Practice laboratory calculations. Be comfortable with dilutions, molarity, osmolarity, and basic statistics. Learn common formulas, e.g., mean, standard deviation, %CV. Review case studies that require interpretation of lab results. Master laboratory safety and regulations. Study the principles of lab safety, including handling hazardous materials, bloodborne pathogens, and chemical safety. Familiarize yourself with quality assurance guidelines and regulatory standards like CLIA, OSHA, and CAP. Develop test-taking strategies. 1. Read carefully. Pay attention to key terms in questions, e.g., most, least, except. 2. Eliminate wrong answers. Narrow down choices to increase your odds of selecting the correct answer. 3. Don't get stuck. Move on if you're unsure of an answer. You can always return to it later. 4. Review your answers. If time permits, revisit flagged questions. 5. Stay consistent and motivated to emphasize studying tricks. Study in short, focused intervals, e.g., 50-minute sessions with 10-minute breaks. Use mnemonics to remember complex concepts, e.g., for clotting factors. Foolish people try climbing long slopes after Christmas. Some people have fallen. Take care of yourself. Ensure you're getting adequate rest, proper nutrition, and regular exercise during your study period. 2. Avoid cramming the night before the exam. 2. Instead, review key concepts lightly and relax. 2. Stay calm, focused, and confident. For shortcut, if you don't want to use big textbooks, utilize the Memetrics Study Guide. Purchase the Memetrics MLS Study Guide from Memetrics' official store. 2. Focus on how the guide breaks down complex topics into easy-to-understand sections. 2. Use it as a supplement to more comprehensive resources like textbooks. 3. Key benefits. Simplified explanations. Concepts are distilled to their core, making them easier to grasp. Practice questions. Use the included questions to test your understanding after each topic. Test-taking strategies. The guide includes actionable advice on managing time, identifying key points in questions, and avoiding common pitfalls. 2. Leverage Memetrics flashcards is in form of answered questions. 1. Flashcards available at Memetrics' MLS flashcards page are highly effective for reinforcing memory retention. 2. Focus areas to study using flashcards: hematology, RBC, WBC types, anemias, coagulation pathways, microbiology, bacterial, fungal, and viral pathogens, antibiotics, gram staining, blood banking, ABO, RH typing, transfusion reactions, and compatibility tests, chemistry, lab values, enzymatic pathways, and quality controls, immunology, antigen-antibody interactions and diagnostic tools like ELISA. 3. Study in short sessions, 10-15 minutes, daily, using the flashcards to quiz yourself or with a study partner. Tips for shortcut if you don't want to read big textbooks. Also get the Clinical Laboratory Science Review, Bottom Line Approach. 1. Straight to the point review. The Bottom Line Approach by Louisiana State University Health Sciences Center, LSUHSC, condenses critical information into easy-to-understand summaries. 2. Focused content. Tailored for MLS certification exams, it highlights essential principles without unnecessary detail. 3. User-friendly format. Designed for fast review, with emphasis on clinical chemistry, hematology, immunology, serology, microbiology, blood banking, laboratory mathematics and operations. 4. Practical application. Focuses on the practical, real-world application of laboratory science knowledge. Way to remember. 5. Ideal supplement. Pairs perfectly with the Memetrics Study Guide to deepen understanding of exam topics. Tips and tricks during the examination. Tackling multiple questions within a limited time frame in an exam requires a combination of effective time management, strategic planning, and maintaining focus. Here's how you can approach this challenge systematically. 2. Read the instructions carefully before diving into the questions. Take a few moments to read the instructions thoroughly. Understanding the exam format, whether it's multiple choice, short answer, essay, or problem solving, helps you prioritize tasks effectively. Look for any special instructions on the number of questions to be answered, any do not rules, or how the exam is weighted. Mark key instructions so you remember to follow them throughout. Skim through the entire paper. Spend the first few minutes of the exam scanning through all the questions to get an overview. This gives you a sense of where you may face difficulties or where you can answer quickly. Identify easy questions first, to build momentum. Mark difficult questions to come back to later, saving time for easier ones initially. Break down the time. Calculate how much time you have for each section or question and stick to that schedule. Keep an eye on the clock to prevent spending too much time on any one question. For multiple choice exams, allocate roughly 1 to 2 minutes per question, and less time for questions you're sure about. For problem-solving questions, set time limits per problem to avoid overthinking. For multiple choice exams, don't linger too long on questions you're unsure of. Use elimination methods to rule out wrong answers. Use the process of elimination for multiple choice questions. Use the process of elimination to narrow down your options. Even if you're unsure, eliminating 1 or 2 obviously incorrect answers improves your odds of guessing correctly. Rule out extreme or irrelevant options. Look for clues in the question that could point to the correct answer. Time management strategies for each section. Stick to your time plan. If you encounter a challenging question, don't waste time trying to figure it out completely. Skip and return. If you're stuck, skip it and move on. Return to it if time permits. Allocate buffer time. Set aside 5-10 minutes at the end to review your answers. Stay calm and focused. Don't panic if you feel time is running out. Keeping a clear mind helps you focus and use your time effectively. Take deep breaths if you start feeling overwhelmed. Stay positive and remind yourself that you've prepared well and can tackle the questions with confidence. In the last few minutes, review your answers, especially if they are multiple choice questions. Ensure that you haven't missed any questions, and that you've filled in all the correct answers. 4. Leave time for reviewing. Recheck your answers. 5. Wrap up with remaining questions. Answer any remaining questions quickly. I wish all the best. Reach out to Jamade for any advice. Thank you for watching.